Okay, in today's video, I'll show you how to create a cryptocurrency dashboard in Google Sheets in order to track the performance of your own portfolio. We will use the live data feed from Coinmarketcap and see how to retrieve the information and update it periodically, say every 1 minute. Let's get started. So we'll just start with having a blank sheet. And let's see. We'll fetch the prices, the price change, the volume perhaps, the market cap. We can scrape all sorts of data, but first let's decide which cryptocurrencies we would like to have. So in my actual portfolio, I have Bitcoin because everyone loves it. I also have Ethereum because I love it. I also have Internet Computer because I love to buy high and sell low. And I also have some Doge because you have to have some fear of missing out at least once in your life. Okay, the next thing we have to do is open a new tab and go to CoinMarketCap. And let's go into Bitcoin. Okay, the information we would like to retrieve is this one. We'll right click it, go to inspect, and it will highlight this part of the HTML code. We'll have to right click it again and go to copy XPath. Once we have that, we'll just paste it in here in order to use it later. And we'll also have to copy the base URL. In this case, it's this one. Let's paste it also here and remove the Bitcoin part. Let's remember what everything is. Let's call it base URL. This is the price XPath. If you don't know what an XPath is, it's actually not necessary to complete this tutorial, but you can take a look at the definition. XPath, let's see what it is. Stands for XML path language. Okay, it doesn't matter. Let's continue. Let's also name the cells in order to make it easier to refer to them. Let's call this base URL, and instead of referring to it as B10, let's refer to it as price XPath. Okay, now we'll use the function called import XML, which takes the following parameters. Equals import XML. It takes the URL, which is going to be base URL, which we declared above. There's something missing, but let's just continue for now. The XPath is going to be price XPath, and we can just close the parentheses and see the error. Okay. That's because we have the base URL without the Bitcoin part. In this case, it's only /currencies, and we need it to be /currencies/Bitcoin. So let's add another column. Okay, and write the name of each one. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Internet Computer, I think it's called, but let's see how the URL should be. ICP, it's this one. The URL should be Internet Computer. Okay. Internet Computer, and let's see how the URL of Dogecoin is. Dogecoin. Okay. Dogecoin. And let's fill the missing part. It's going to be base URL and the name. Okay, that worked. Okay, let's copy that and paste it for the remaining cryptocurrencies. Let's go ahead and name the columns. This is going to be the price, and let me see, I think we have a string and not a number because of the $sign. Let's see, this +1 returns an error. So, okay, we also have to remove the $sign in order to have this value as a number. Let's also use the substitute function. Substitute text to search is going to be this one, comma, the search for is the string to search for within text to search. Okay, so we'll have to search for the $sign and replace with empty string. Enter. Okay. Let's see if we can perform some basic arithmetic on it. Okay, that's working now. Let's continue. Let's add a new column and call it quantity. And here we'll, or amount. Let's call it amount. And here we'll input the amount of each cryptocurrency that we have in our portfolio. So when it comes to Bitcoin, I don't know how much I had, but let's say it was 0.1. Ethereum, I think I've got 2. ICP, I don't know how much I'm losing with this one. Let's call it, I don't know, 2 also. And Doge is of no value, so let's input anything like 1,000. And now our position value would be the amount times the price. Position value equals to the price times the amount and autofill. Okay, let's go here and add a total portfolio value cell, and this is going to be the sum of every position. Okay, the next thing we'll do is go ahead and fetch the daily price change in percentage. So that would be this one in the case of Doge. So let's also right click and it's this one. Let's get inside here, 887. Let's go ahead and copy the XPath and also create a new cell with the XPath value. Let's call it, I don't know, change XPath. Let's paste that and call the cell change XPath. And let's see if that works. Percentage change in the last 24 hours. The function is going to be similar to the price one, but instead of having the price XPath, we'll have the change XPath equals import XML. That worked. The change XPath, the base URL is going to be this one, and let's also append the change XPath. No, that's not true. The cryptocurrency name, comma, and now the XPath. Close the parentheses and pray. Okay, that also worked. Let's divide it by 100 and represent it as a percentage autofill. That's okay. I don't know what happened. Let's see that afterwards. Represent it as a percentage. And why did this fail? Okay, that's because we are referring to it as B11, not change XPath. There we go. Let's copy and paste it. Why isn't it working now? Ethereum, the base URL. Okay, we also have to refer to the base URL instead of B9. Let's also do that. Base URL. Let's copy that and paste it. Okay, so we would also like to know the profit and loss of each cryptocurrency that we are holding. So if this was the change in the previous 24 hours, we would have to do the following. Let's add a new column, profit or loss. And the price yesterday or 20 hours before is going to be none other than the price today divided by 1 plus the change. So that was the price yesterday, and we can check it out by doing the following. The price yesterday times 1 plus the percentage change in the last 24 hours should be the same as the price now. So I hope that makes sense. But we're not interested in the price yesterday. We are interested in the profit or loss. So let's go ahead and do the price today minus the price yesterday. So let's go get in here and say F13 minus the price yesterday. So in the last 24 hours, we made $250 by holding 0.1 Bitcoins. Okay, let's go ahead and copy that for the remaining cryptocurrencies. And I think let's format it. Let's remove a few zeros. That's right, 2. And the profit and loss during the previous 24 hours is going to be the sum of everything. 24 hours. Let's close the parentheses. And it's going to be the sum of the individual profit and loss of each currency. That's right. Let's add a last column to tell us how much each cryptocurrency represents as a percentage of the total portfolio. So let's go ahead and do that. Position value here, insert one to the left and call it percentage portfolio. And it's going to be the individual position value divided by the total portfolio value. Let's go ahead and name this cell. Instead of C20, let's call it portfolio value and do the following. Equals position value divided by portfolio value. There we go. Let's copy it to the remaining cells, and this should of course be 100%. If it's not 100%, we're going to be in trouble. But lucky for us, it is. So before finishing, let's go ahead and format a little format. Now let's do it here. That's right. That's also right. This is going to be bold. This is going to be bold. This cell in here, let's delete it. Let's go ahead and I don't like how this looks now, so let's go ahead and paste it here. We can also hide these columns. Let's do that. And what else? Let's also hide the grid lines. And maybe we could also add some conditional formatting here. Let's see, let's do this and format conditional formatting. Here it is. If not empty, not greater than 0, green. And if it's less than 0, add another rule, less than 0 in red. I don't know if that's working, so let's add another cryptocurrency and see if this is working. Let's see, let's go to Coinmarketcap and see which one is, and let's see which one has dropped in the previous 24 hours. So it seems to be a good day. There we go. I don't even know this one, but let's use it. Yunus said Leo. Okay, I don't know what that is. There we go. Okay, and let's Unus said Leo. Okay, let's add that one. Yunus said Leo. And how is it called? I don't know if that's the whole name, but let's just copy it. And let's copy everything in here. Okay, so I just noticed that the number returned is not negative, it's always positive. So we should actually incorporate that in order to properly reflect the changes in prices. And let's see how we could do that. Okay, I'll just stop the recording, solve this, and I'll get back to the video once I've solved it. Okay, so this is how we are going to solve this issue. As you can see here, we have the price change in the last 24 hours, which is expressed as a percentage, but without the negative sign. But here we have the change in the last 24 hours in the dollar amount. And here we have the minus sign in cases where it went down. So let's do that. So let's copy the XPath. Here it is. Copy XPath and hide columns. Let's add the change amount XPath. That's right. And let's use it like we did in here. So import XML. Import XML. Let's use the base URL. Base URL. And the name, Bitcoin, comma. The XPath was, I don't know how we called it. Change amount. Okay, I think I didn't save it. I'll add it later. Change amount XPath. Enter. It's going to return an error. And change amount XPath. There we go. Okay, that worked. So let's substitute the dollar sign. Substitute this. Find a dollar sign and replace it with an empty string. That's right. There we go. So as we can see, the last one has a negative sign. That's good for us. Let's go ahead and change the format. So conditional format. Let's first do this. And also add this. Let's remove the other rules that we have in place. And let's add these ones. Add a rule. That's right. Less, greater than, in green. And the font color also in green. Greater than 0. That's right. Done. Okay, so it was being interpreted as a string still, but we can do this, +0, and now it will convert it to a number, and the conditional formatting is going to work. So let's do that. And I also want the text color to be green so that we don't see it. Okay, let's do that for everything. Greater than 0. Let's copy the formula to the remaining cells. There we go. And let's add the conditional formatting for the negative colors. So let's go again to format, conditional formatting, add another rule, and go to less than. This is going to be red and red. Less than 0. There we go. Okay. So now it's looking better. I think it would be better here on the left perhaps, next to the name. So let's go ahead and copy it. That's right. Let's also add the cell format And there we go. I think I was actually already editing the video and I noticed that I didn't include the part or section where I implemented the automatic refresh. So let's go ahead and also do that before finishing the video. To trigger an automatic refresh is by changing or just adding and deleting a column. So we can create a macro where we add and delete a column. So let's go ahead and do that. So we can go to Tools, Macros, Record Macro. And now we are already recording it. Let's go ahead and create a column and delete the same column. So here we can see that we have 2 actions created, and let's go ahead and save it and call it refresh prices. It's not prices, data. And we can also add a shortcut, Ctrl-Alt-Shift 1. I don't know why. 1. Okay, so we now just need to tell the spreadsheet to refresh the data every minute. So we'll go to Tools, Script Editor, and it will open this new tab where we can see the code of the actual macro that we implemented. But now we'll go to Triggers. And on the bottom right, we'll see the Add Trigger button. Click on it. We'll choose the Refresh Data macro. And on Select Event Source, instead of from Spreadsheet, we'll click on Time Driven. And now, instead of an hour timer, we'll set a minutes timer and refresh every minute. Click on Save. And now our macro will recalculate and fetch the prices every minute. So, in a nutshell, we created a dashboard that will fetch and refresh live price data regarding cryptocurrencies. And best of all, we did it without any code. So I hope you liked this video, and if you have any questions or you think I skipped something, please let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video.